back, everybody. I hope you guys had a nice holiday. Yeah, well, through our sicknesses. But very, very happy to see all of you. So let's go ahead. I promised Heather I would be gentle today as we get back into it. All right, so let's go ahead and just start by finding the sound of our breath, focusing on that so that our mind begins to quiet. Press both palms together at our heart center, and we'll let our chin sink to our chest and set our intention for our practice today. Think about what you hope to get out of your time on the mat. Raise the head, let the hands just relax on your legs wherever you want them. And we're going to take a nice big deep breath, and as we do that, we'll let the stomach expand. And then as we exhale, pull the stomach in to help expel all of that air. We're going to do it nice and slow. Give us a count, one or two times here. So we'll inhale to 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Letting our left ear lower to the left shoulder. Keep both shoulders nice and relaxed. Spine nice and straight. Come through center, and the right ear will go to the right shoulder. Back up through center. We're going to draw a circle in front of us with our nose. Get a nice little rotation in that neck. And go in the opposite direction. Up to center. Lowering our left hand down, we're going to have the right hand reach up and over, coming into our side stretch, lengthening that right side. Keep both sits bones anchored to the earth and our shoulders open so we can look up to, let's imagine there's a pretty blue sky up there. And rotating the shoulders so they're facing down, we're going to go over that left leg, bending gently. Don't pull the knee up like I just was. And walk the hands out as far as feels comfortable. And relax. Don't let that right hip come up. Now engage that core as we begin to roll back up to a seated position. We'll bring the right hand down to the earth, left hand reaches up and over. then again, go over the right leg, keeping our hips relaxed, stretching as far as it feels good. Engage that core as we roll back up to center. And this time we're gonna walk the hands out in front of us. And as you exhale, gently begin to bend those elbows, surrendering to the earth. Let the back relax and the neck release so that the head is just heavy like a rag doll. And engage the core as we roll back up to center. We'll switch which foot is in front. And repeat this all with this leg in front. So left hand down, right hand up and over, side stretch. And stretch out over that left leg. Engage the core as we roll up to center. Right hand down, left hand up and over. And stretch over the right leg. Again, be mindful of our sits bones. Don't let them pull up. Engage the core as we roll up last time to a neutral. And walk the hands out in front of us. Gently sinking the elbows down and relaxing the back and the neck. Roll up to center so that we can extend our legs out in front of us. Coming into our staff pose. Back should be nice and tall. Feel that energy coming out of the crown of our head so we keep our neck nice and lengthened. And we're going to flex the feet, point the feet, flex, point, 3, 4, and 5. Slide those feet just until they are on the flat on the ground. And we're gonna fold forward over the thighs. And once again, relax the back and the neck. Rolling back up. We'll extend the left leg straight, pull the right leg in further. And if you want to let it cross over, you can cross over or just leave it in line with your hip. Give that leg a big hug with that left hand. Right hand goes behind as we go into a spinal twist, looking over that right shoulder. Release, and we'll let the right knee open up. We have a figure 4 with our legs here. And pull that left foot in towards your body. However close you get that left foot will deepen your stretch. So if you want more, pull it in more. And then we're gonna press the chest up towards the legs. Seated pigeon. we relax, we're gonna let that left foot come over to the side a little bit so that the legs can slide into our double pigeon pose. Again, however feels comfortable. We've been working on this, but it has been a minute since we did anything. We're gonna extend both hands out and crossing the left over the right. We'll bend that right hand up. Left hand will wrap around so we can come into eagle arms, raising those elbows up to the shoulders. If this is too much for you today, you can always do that big hug and get that stretch in our shoulder blades still. With a big inhale, we're gonna look up, and exhale, curve everything in. Really tuck in the chin, pull that belly button to the spine. And come back up with your next breath. Release the hands, release the legs, and we'll go straight out in front of us back into our staff pose. And with your exhale, just relax into your forward fold. With every exhale, try to just surrender a little bit more. Notice if you have tension anywhere and see if you can relax. Rolling back up to our seated position, we'll draw the left leg in, let it cross over the right. Hug it in with that right arm. Left hand's behind us to support as we go into our spinal twist, looking over our left shoulder. Halfway point reached. And release as we come to the front. We'll let that left knee open up. Not technically a figure four, but you know, same idea on this side. And then let's pull that right foot in, coming to our seated pigeon, pressing into the thighs. Bringing the right foot over a little bit so we can open up into the double pigeon posture. This time we're gonna open up the arms. And we have to cross right over left, right? Is that opposite? Opposite of what we were. Raise those elbows up. Eagle arms. Big inhale, looking up. Exhale, pull everything in. Back up to neutral. Opening the arms wide. Before we release the arms this time, let's pretend that we're turning doorknobs, so rotating those hands. Two more. And 10. Very good. Let's go ahead and release. And if you want to relax your legs a little bit more, if you're comfortable like that, by all means, stay like that. We're just going to do a little bit with our shoulders. So we're going to scrunch those shoulders up towards our ears. And then with a big exhale, we're just going to drop them. So inhale, pull them up. And release. Inhale. Very good. I'm going to go ahead and do some forward circles with those shoulders. Really feel the shoulder blades squeezing together as you come through the back space, and almost feel that collarbone there as you come through the front space. And let's go in the opposite direction. make our way to our tabletop position, coming to all fours. Give it a peek down, make sure that our knee is in line with the hip and that they're hip distance apart. Really spread those fingers out wide as we plant those to the earth. That helps so that we're not having as much pressure in the wrist. And those wrists should be in alignment with our shoulders. Keep those shoulders active, pull that belly in, and we'll do some cat-cow breathing. Inhale, drop that belly, looking forward, opening up the chest into cow. Exhale, arching your back up into a cat. Inhale back to cow and just keep going, following your natural breath. Take your time, do what your body needs this morning. And let's do one more set and we can meet at our neutral spine. Really looking down so that our neck is extended. Pull that belly in. Let the toes touch and we'll widen our knees as wide as our mat, letting the hips sink back to the heels and stretch those hands out before melting into your mat, coming into an active child's pose. If this is uncomfortable with your shoulders or your back, go ahead and pull those hands back. And you can even stack them under your forehead to give yourself a little bit more support. Raising up just to the fingertips here. We're going to walk the hands over to the right side. So again, we're stretching out over that right leg. And really give it a stretch, as if you're going into your child's pose, but off to the side. Back up on the fingertips, walk our way all the way through center, and we'll come over to the left side, and same thing. Check your core, make sure we're pulling that belly in. And walk our way back to center. We're going to lower down the forearms here. And we're going to lift our bottoms up so that we can come back into that tabletop positioning with the thighs. Walk the hands out as far as you need to as we come into our puppy pose. Resting the forehead again on the mat. Make sure you're pressing into the tops of your feet. Shifting our weight forward, we're going to bring our upper body to a Sphinx pose, and we're going to walk out the feet here behind us, coming into a low plank. Really engage our core. Keep the shoulders nice and active. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and sink down to our mat. And come into our full Sphinx, so we look forward, really feel the lengthening of our spine. Don't just let it crunch up. Keep those shoulders nice and active. And we're gonna look very intentionally over that right shoulder. See if you can see those feet. Coming through center, we're gonna look over the left shoulder. And back to center. As we lowered our upper body down, we're going to slide those hands so that they're underneath our shoulders, keeping those elbows tucked into our body and our shoulders relaxed here. We're going to press up to a cobra. Exhale back, down. Pressing all the way up to our tabletop position. We're gonna extend that right leg out, lift it so it's parallel to the earth. Left hand is forward, thumbs up, coming into a balancing table. Draw that left elbow towards the right knee. And then you can lower the right hand as we swing that right foot all the way through. Making sure you have a strong foundation, we're gonna lift up to our crescent lunge. Now when we're in our crescent lunge, you feel that left hip opened up, and we're gonna pull that right hip back so that we get a nice square hips here. And once you feel good, go ahead and raise those hands up. And release the hands down. We're gonna shift the weight back to that left foot, straightening out the front as much as possible, pulling those toes towards us in a flex. And as we relax, we're gonna bring our nose towards our knee. In our half split. Shifting our weight back to the front. Keep that left hand planted, and we're gonna pull the right hand up to the sky. Really try to get as much distance between the two hands as possible. And if you can look up to the ceiling as well, that'll deepen your twist. Bring that right hand back down. We'll bring that right foot back, coming to our tabletop position. Left foot extends and lifts. Right hand forward, balancing table. Right elbow to the left knee. Lower the right hand, swing that left foot all the way through. Once you feel good, go ahead and lift up to your crescent. Check those hips, and then lift our hands up. Releasing the hands, we'll shift our weight back to that right leg, straightening the left, pulling the toes up off of the mat. And as you exhale, relax, drawing that nose towards the knee. Half split. Shifting our weight to the front, we'll keep that right hand planted. Our left hand is going to reach up into that spinal twist. Lower that left hand and bring that left foot back to meet our knees, so we're on our tabletop. But we're going to do a vinyasa flow here, so we're going to release down to the mat. Inhale back up to cobra. Exhale back down to your mat. We're going to press through tabletop, tuck those toes under, and we'll lift those hips up, coming to downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out here initially, wake up the backs of our legs.
Almost there. You can do it.
And our gaze, we can. Our gaze stays in between the feet. Tilt that pelvis forward. Press those heels towards your mat. Make sure you keep your tummy pulling in. We're gonna just walk our feet up to our hands. You can keep your feet separated a little bit here. Knees gently bent so that we can rest the upper body onto our thighs. And again, striving to get that back relaxed and the neck loose so we can be a rag doll. If you want to grab opposite elbows with the hands to deepen the stretch. And we're going to lower the hands, engage the core as we start to roll up, coming into our mountain pose. Head will be the last thing that makes its way up. Most important part about mountain pose is the foundation, where our feet are in contact with the earth. Make sure that all four corners of your feet are equal. And we're not doing any of our natural cheats that we tend to do with our balance. We're going to inhale both hands all the way up. Exhale into a gentle forward fold. Inhale halfway up to a flat back. Hands can be on the earth. If you want to bring them to your shin or maybe even up to the thigh, whatever feels comfortable today. Just make sure our gaze stays towards the earth and that our neck is nice and long. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. And bring our hands back to our heart center, returning to mountain. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and step back to our downward facing dog. Lowering the hips to a plank position. Our shoulders should be slightly in front of the hands. Go ahead and lower to your mat, whatever that looks like to you. Just make sure the elbows stay pressed in. Inhale back up to a cobra. Exhale down to the mat. Press through that plank, and we're gonna lift the hips up, coming into a downward facing dog. Make your way back to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway up to our flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, all the way up to our standing position, and draw those hands back to our heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to our downward facing dog. Shifting our weight to our left foot, we're going to raise the right leg out behind us, coming into a three-legged dog. Keep those toes flexed, and imagine that you have a straight line going from your heels up to your wrists. Keep our hips square, so don't open up that right hip. We want to keep it trying to face the earth. Draw that knee into our chest. Swing the foot all the way through. We're going to come to a low lunge here. Now, as we're in low lunge, check that right knee. Make sure it's in line with the right ankle. And we're going to straighten our leg. Coming into, I guess, kind of a pyramid. Exhale back down to our low lunge. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, low lunge. We'll do one more. And low lunge. Left hand stays planted, right hand up to the sky, spinal twist. Right hand comes down, right foot comes back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Shift our weight to the right foot, left foot raises, three-legged dog. Draw that knee into your chest, swing the foot through, coming to a low lunge on this side. Straighten that back leg up, coming into our pyramid. So that right heel stays off of the earth. You don't have to try to get that planted down. Lower back down to our low lunge and up to pyramid. And one more time. And pyramid. Low lunge, keep that right hand planted. Left hand's gonna raise up, coming into a spinal twist. Left hand comes down, left foot meets the right, coming into our plank pose. And you're gonna lower down to your mat and lift up to your cobra, or maybe you're doing up dog this morning. Press through your plank, lift those hips up, downward facing dog. Bend both knees deeply and look to the top of your mat. And you can make your way up there any way you want. If you want to try to skip this time, or just a big step, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. And our hands to our heart center. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to our downward facing dog. Shift our weight to the left foot, right foot raises, three-legged dog. Draw that knee into the chest, swinging the foot through. We're gonna come to a high lunge this time. Engage that core. And if you can, lift those hands up. And we're gonna open up to a warrior two. So rotate the back foot so that the left knife blade is in line with the short end of our mat. Make sure that right knee doesn't go beyond the heel. Keep it in line. Our body should be in the center. And our arms should be level to each other as we look over our front hand. We'll go into our reverse warrior, so keeping the legs bent, left hand comes down, right hand reaches up. And look up to that hand. And we'll come through our warrior two. Rest the right forearm on the right thigh. Left hand is going to reach all the way up and over, coming into an extended side angle. And rotate both hands down to the earth, coming to our low lunge. Bring that right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Shifting our weight to our right foot, left foot raises, three-legged dog. Drawing the knee into the chest, we'll swing that foot through and raise to our high lunge. Open up to warrior two. Right hand down, left hand up, reverse warrior. And through our warrior two, go extending angle. Right hand comes down to the mat, followed by the left, coming to our low lunge. Bring that left foot back to meet the right, coming to plank. Lower to the mat, and lift up to your cobra, or maybe up dog. Pressing through our plank, lift those hips up, downward facing dog. Bend both knees deeply, look to the top of your mat, make your way there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to our flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Bring our hands back down to our heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to our downward facing dog. Now we're going to bend the knees deeply as we walk our hands back. And we're going to come into a squat here. So our heels are actually pulled up off of the mat. We're not doing a full yogi squat here. This is called frog, I think, or something. We're going to keep the left hand planted, let the right hand come up into our spinal twist. And then plant the right hand, lift the left. And bring that hand down. We can go ahead and shift our weight back towards the tabletop position. One last time here. Give our tummies a good squeeze up. Really press into those shoulders. And we're gonna go ahead and swing the feet underneath. And we'll come to the top of our mat here. Go ahead and interlace the fingers and we'll rotate those wrists out. Extending the right hand out, we're gonna, with the left hand, pull the fingertips towards our body. Do the opposite, so we're pressing the hands down. We'll do the other arm, pull those fingers back. And opposite. Release. We're going to open those fingers up as wide as we can. You're going to also open your mouth up really wide and stick the tongue out into a lion. Inhale, just bring our fists back together. I guess that would be exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. We'll do one more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. You can bring your hands back behind you and just gently roll down to your mat. Drawing that left foot into our body. We're going to raise the right foot up to the ceiling so that right leg is straight. Doing some ankle circles. And switch directions. Cross that right ankle over the left thigh. And then we're going to pull both thighs in towards our chest as far as you can. And then if you want to add the bind, you're going to crunch up to be able to put both hands back behind the left thigh, interlacing fingers. And then go ahead and lay back down, pulling that left thigh towards our body in a reclining pigeon. Release the left foot, right foot plants to the earth so we can lift the left foot up, straightening that left leg, and we'll go to our ankle circles on this side. Switch directions. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Pull both thighs in towards the chest. And if you want to add the bind, reach back behind the right thigh, interlacing the fingers. And as you lay back, pull those legs towards your body. release first the right foot down, and then go ahead and release the left foot. We'll extend the arms out to our sides and just let both legs together fall towards the left side. Keep both shoulders anchored, and if it feels good, look over the right. Head comes up to center. We draw both legs up and then let them fall gently to the right. Look over our left shoulder. And up through center. We'll rest both hands down alongside our bodies as we have our legs up as well. Walk those heels in as close to our sits bones as we can, with them, the feet about hip distance apart. And we're gonna do a supported bridge. So start by tilting that pelvis, give that core a nice squeeze one last time, and then keep tilting as you lift those hips up off of your mat. Slowly lower back down to the earth, one vertebrae at a time. And we are going into Shavasana, so if you'd like to grab any extra props or anything that makes this part feel more comfortable for you, feel free to do that. And we're going to extend our legs out, coming to a comfortable reclined position. Take a cleansing breath in and a cleansing breath out. With every breath, try to just begin relaxing the body, allowing yourself to grow heavier and melting into your mat. And we'll go through a body scan during which we're going to try to relax all of the major muscle groups and then just find our stillness, our peace and quiet for a few moments. So relax the toes. Feel the relaxation moving through the feet. And into the calves. Breathe as we pull that relaxation and visualize it moving up through the thighs and the hips. Our legs should now be sort of naturally rotating outwards a little bit. Release the hands, allowing the fingers to just curl up naturally. Feel the relaxation slowly and gently moving up through the arms and circling around to the shoulders. Take as many breaths as you need here to release any tension we hold. And follow the neck, relaxing as well. Release the muscles of the jaw. Any tension in our face. Push all of the stress, all of the tension up out of the crown of our heads.